All right, hello and welcome back, everybody. This is David with Faramir's Rangers, and we are picking back up with another 4v4 contest in the multiplayer platform. And yes, this is a tournament match. It's the Huron and the Iroquois versus the Dutch of the United Provinces. So this is going to be a nice match, and this is the second match of the season for both of these teams. The Huron and the Iroquois come in with a record of 0-1. The Dutch of the United Provinces come in with a record of 1-0. So, yeah, the United Province has a chance to get on the undefeated side with a 2-0 record, or it could be 1-1 for both of these teams. So we'll have to see how it goes down. If the Huron and the Iroquois want to remain out of the winless column, going 0-2, they must pull off this victory. And last week they fell hands to the Spanish, so the Huron have some redemption that they need to get done. They're going to have to do it on the grassy flats here. So yeah, and if you're joining us for the first time, this is our nation versus nation tournament. And if you want to be involved in one of these games, just hit me up on Steam, and then I can help invite you to some of these games if you're interested. If not, you can just enjoy watching them. Alright, so the Huron are walking their way forward. Yeah, this gives me a chance to let you know that I am accepting memberships on the channel now. So if you hit the join button for a price of $4.99, you can join Faramir's Rangers, and that does help us to purchase items for, to help with making this content, like editors, editing programs, and also different art programs and so forth. I don't use them on all the different videos I make, but I do make them on several. So that's just a few things you can do to help. And what you get in return is membership only live streams. Members get first viewing of videos before they're released, and also members can have access to members only videos. So if that's something you're interested in, please let that or click that join button, and yeah, appreciate that. All right, so anyways, here we go. Looks like the Huron are getting ready to make an assault here in the Dutch left flank, and really all these native players need to kind of hit all their respective lines at the same time, or at least in close conjunction, or the coordination of this attack can be very poorly executed if you don't. But it looks like the right flank player of the Huron are going to get off a pretty nice charge over here. They are going to take some damage from the light dragoons in the line, but the initial waves of men are going to take the most of the damage. We'll see how it goes here as they smack right into the Dutch here. They get some good push through, getting into the light dragoons behind. So that's really going to help their efforts on here. It's absolutely crucial that they win this flank right here by the red line, and that will be a big deciding factor if the Huron on this side can win this flank. It is very important, especially in the grassy flat. That way you're able to turn flanks, but we'll see how it goes down. All right, so the first wave of the Hurons have smashed into the Dutch, and they are heading through to the second wave now, as the second wave is making its way up to get a charge in on the Dutch here. You can see some of the second wave making a smashing hit, and the first wave making its way to the back, but they are starting to get a little tired. You can see a couple of them blinking back there, but they are making it into the guards of the Dutch now. Yeah, here we go. So several of the first wave of the Dutch are starting to get beat back. Now you can see the next player over of the Huron is starting to make an assault into his respective opponent. And you can see that the Iroquois had already proceeded in making an assault. So the center player over there needs to hustle it up so that the balance is across the board of punishment. You see here the Iroquois getting into it quite a bit. He's already lost several units. And here the Huron on this flank are starting to make their push. You can see here the Dutch player has layered their lines very well so that they can roll back. As you can see, some of them rolling back and cause the Huron to go into waves of punishment, if you will. Just as you can see here with the Dutch, how they have positioned themselves over here as well. So, yeah. It's best to have at least 2 rows to take on the natives. That way you have initial row that gives contact, you fall back, and then, yeah. Over here you can see the Huron have whittled down almost the whole majority of the Dutch over here. But they're starting to tire down, so they're having trouble getting rid of the last few remnants of these Dutch, and these are guards, so they are holding to the last man here. You see they're being feisty about it too, the blue guard. They just don't want to get the blues and get out of town. And the blue guard are pretty sweet looking. But sadly, they're going to rout, as is this Holland guard here. So the whole right flank for the Huron has been won, and now they are going to have some problems over here on their left flank, which you can see the Dutch cav smashing into them with some really devastating volley fire there. And seeing that they're all in melee with Dutch guards, yeah, they're not doing well there. So looks like they are going to sweep around that remnant of Dutch over there and try to help out that center unit. But we have all these Huron here from the other player that are just kind of sitting back. Most of the Dutch there have been broken in the center, and here the Iroquois are having a hell of a time. Looks like they're getting wrapped up pretty well. So the Iroquois are almost dead. They've made their last stand. They got a couple bowmen still in the game, and their musketmen, and also their cav, but the rest of their infantry looks like it's bit the dust. Over here, the Huron look like they are winning this flank, getting in some nice charges on these Dutch light infantry. So, on either flank, the Huron have defeated the Dutch, but they're pretty strong here in the center. And we're back over on the Huron, the Huron's right flank. You can see here they're having trouble getting rid of that remnant of blue guards, and they are trying to get rid of the last of the United Provinces cav right here, which it looks like they are going to succeed at doing. Got a little saber and tomahawk crossing going on. All right, so now the Huron have cav superiority, and there's just 8 units of Dutch left over. We got all these Huron over here that should be able to help, so they should be able to take them out fairly easily here, or at least get rid of them at some extent. But you can see here all the Dutch. I really think the Dutch need to come over here and hit this flank. That would be ideal, but they're too scattered. If they all came over here and reinforced this flank, I think the Dutch might make it, but we'll have to see if that happens. But you can see here, if they push over there, the Huron are going to be too tired from the other side to catch up in time. Although some of them haven't really been fighting too much. They should have either attacked one side or the other, but they're allowing their 2 flanks to slowly be whittled down. They got to make a decision and get in there. As you can see, the blue guard are just hanging out hardcore on them. as the Huron are getting their charge into the light infantry of the Dutch over here. This is going to be a tough affair for them. As you can see, a couple of the generals or chiefs have died. And now it looks like the remnants of the Blue Guard are just whittled down enough that they're probably going to give way. But of course, a couple of the Huron are giving way as well. This sweet Holland Guard plowing into him. So this is how you do it, guys. You get over there, and while they're disrupted melee, you get in there and get some shots down. But oh my God, the Huron Cav, here they come, smashing through the Blue Guard, making a mockery of them right there. That was brutal. All right. The Huron are still battling it out with these light infantry, the rifles. And here comes the Huron Cav again. Gonna get a smash right in the back of another Blue Guard. Blue Guard just aren't having a good day. I think that one's got his hands up. He was ready to surrender too. All right, we got the militia here. They're not going to fare well against these Huron. You can see the Dutch have been pretty well wrapped up, so this flank is pretty well toast for the United Provinces. So, woohoo! All right, so Huron have won this flank. I got a remnant of Dutch here from the center. You see what I'm talking about? Well, these Dutch need to regroup, condense their forces, and attack one side or the other. And I would say probably this side. They got them pinned against the red line here, and they should be able to rally most of their forces over here. But we'll see if they get it done, or are they going to get taken out in bits and chunks and pieces. I really think that's what they could do to win this match. We still got a couple of Dutch hanging in there. Look at these guards. Incredible. They finally bite the dust. Alright, so all those forces are completely gone now. You can see the Huron have lost quite a few men in the process. Deadly Assassin putting up a great fight here on this flank. What a fight. What a fight. Alright. The Huron are making their way over to the other side now. See if they can lock horns with the Dutch in the center now. It's going to be a long road or a long ride to the other side, if you catch my meaning. Let's go ahead and edit for it. Alright, so the Huron are looking to take out a Dutch general here. But the Dutch has spotted this. You can see the light dragoons coming up in the background as they get a little shot off with the bows on the general, killing a couple. And now they're going to get a charge in on the light dragoons. And this is actually good. You watch this. They end up shooting some of their own light dragoons here. Pretty nice. You can see the next light dragoon come up and shoot his own cav as well. That's what happens sometimes when you get all entangled with those light dragoons. Got to really be careful not to shoot yourself. Self-inflicted wounds. Look at this. The Hurons are sneaky little devils are getting through there, getting some shots off on this general trying to get away. As tired as he is, he's still faster than the Dutch. Smashing the back of the next general, bouncing off it like it's a ping pong ball, and then now making its way to this Dutch line, encouraging his Hurons on the other side to get off their hiney hose and get into this flank while he's causing a little bit of disruption. And it does seem to work. It's encouraged the Huron to get going on this other flank, at least with the musketmen. I think it should have probably spawned a full-on assault, as the Huron have wiped out the remnants of these Dutch that were hanging out in the center. They didn't join their friends, and they pay the price for doing nothing to rejoin their fellow men. And we have the remnants of the rest of the Dutch here ready to take their punishment. Alright. The light dragoons of the Dutch are trying to get some shots in before they get away. Real effective way of whittling these Huron down before they get in. And here we go. We're about to have a pincer action here against the Dutch. Now, you see these rifles that were hidden there? I don't understand why they were not using them against the Huron. They're pinned up against the red line. They had the range advantage. Maybe they just didn't want to spark a fight there, but I think they should have. I mean, they would have had a better opportunity fighting the Huron there than they would have fighting all of them all at once. Sometimes you just got to be aggressive. And now they will pay the price like their comrades did for their inactivity. There we go. Now another thing, poor coordination here. We got another Huron army here. They're being held off by one guard. You gotta get in a fight here. You gotta get your dander up. They're finally starting to come. But the coordination of the attack is way off now. So you got one remnant of the force, so the Dutch are going to be able to whittle this down. Hopefully the rest of the Huron can get in there for the Huron's sake. Otherwise they'll end up 0-2. You don't want to be in that situation. You got to get in there. This is the difference between 1-1 and 0-2, my friends. You cannot go 0-2 in the season. Or at least you don't want to. Maybe you can come back from it, but my gosh, I would much rather be 1-1. Alright, so better help of themselves, they finally get into the Dutch here. And we're starting to see quite a few Dutch flags routing out. Starting to look like Christmas here with all these blinking lights. And yeah, this is going to spell the end for the Dutch here, as the Dutch are going to fall to 1-1 and the Huron are going to join them in the ranks of 1-1, evening up their numbers. Whew, the Huron just barely squeak it out here. Barely. What a fight, what a fight. This is a great effort by everybody, really was. So, hope you guys enjoyed this battle, because I most certainly did. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and give us a subscribe, as it does help the channel out. And also consider joining the Fairmares Rangers if you so choose. I know it's not for everyone, so your choice, my friends, is your choice. We'll see you on the next battle. We have 3 more coming up to finish off week 2. There are going to be some doozies, so I hope you join us. I'm really looking forward to them.